If you have gloss black wheels, you're worried about scratching them, you want to clean them the right way, this is the video for you.
Hi, I'm Yvan.
I'm Nick.
This is DIY Detail. Today, we've got this beautiful Corvette here, and we're gonna be cleaning the wheels. You mentioned gloss black wheels. The steps, everything pertains to any color wheel, whether they're black, they're silver, they're white, they're chrome. It doesn't matter. Safety is safety, and we always do it the safest way.
This will apply to all wheels, but it's specific for gloss black, which means if it's good enough for gloss black, it's good enough and safe enough for any wheel. But we are trying to meet the people where they are. They've got these. They can get scratched up easy.
Yes.
You look at them, they seem like they get water spots or they get scuffed up. So we're gonna show you how to mitigate against any risk, cleaning and protecting these wheels like a pro.
And at the same time, we'll be doing one with rinseless, one with soap, so you get the double whammy. Where we're beginning is getting lubrication on the wheel. We want to get and flush out as much of the grit that's inside the wheel and on the wheel off of there before we even touch the wheel. For this one, we're gonna be using rinseless wash. Get it nice and flooded in there. And then do the face. Now we're gonna let that sit for a moment. For those of you that live in apartments and don't have access to a hose, I'm sorry. You should use a hose for your wheels. We can do a hoseless wash, but it's not something I would do to this wheel because it hasn't been ceramic coated yet. If your wheels are ceramic coated, a hoseless wash becomes a lot easier.
Yeah, if you maintain them regularly, a hoseless wash is a very safe and doable thing.
Right.
If it's the first time you're seeing a vehicle, flushing it with water is always something we recommend on paint and wheels. We do like a foam rinse foam or a chemical rinse chemical.
Yeah.
Putting a chemical on, letting it dwell, rinsing it off, putting the chemical on again before we even touch it. So I imagine that's where we're headed, Yvan.
That's where we're headed. And also, we want to make sure the wheel and especially the brake disc are cool. We don't want to crack that. If you have carbon ceramic brakes, this one doesn't have carbon ceramic brakes. All our products are safe for carbon ceramic brakes. The only thing with carbon ceramic brakes, again, try to mitigate any temperature variances too quickly because you can actually crack that carbon ceramic face. Now that we've allowed our friend Rinseless Wash to dwell on here, start breaking down that traffic film, we're gonna rinse it out. This will get the grit out of the wheel. Now, you might want to stand back a little bit there, Nick. Next, we'll put more rinseless wash on the surface. Now that we have a properly lubricated surface, you can start with your brushes, Nick.
Now there are more chemicals and there's more steps we could take. Wait for the incredible Suds side for that. This is a little bit more of a minimalist way of cleaning, but also still thorough, Yvan?
Correct, yeah. This is the least you can do for a wheel while being safe.
So I have rinseless wash in my wheel bucket, and you can start at midnight if you'd like, or you could turn the valve stem into midnight. I like to turn the valve stem into midnight. Yvan, your thoughts?
Yeah, and with the wheel and body brush, it's extremely soft. So here, I'll get this side, Nick.
Okay,
I'm a little
framing.
closer. Yeah. So you can actually get this into areas. You don't need the little lug nut brushes. This can get really in there. And we're doing the face first for a reason. I've seen a lot of people, they start with the barrels of the wheels. And to me, logically, that's not the best place to start.
Well, when you talk about this wheel and body brush on this sort of soft black wheel, how is this safe, Yvan?
The nylon bristles are actually much, much softer than the clear coat on these wheels. If you want to dunk that again, Nick.
Yep.
And being so soft, the bristle itself can't scratch the wheels. Then the next part of the equation is we rinsed away the grit before taking a brush to it. So we're not brushing around grit. And the reason we do the face first is there could still be a bit of grit left in the barrel. And if we were to do the barrel first and that little piece of grit comes out and hangs around on the outside, then we have the problem of that grit being brushed into the surface.
So now we're using kind of an old school looking brush for the barrels. Again, this is safe for gloss black wheels?
Extremely safe. This is a Tampico fiber, and Tampico fibers, when they're dry, they're stiff. You look at this brush when it's dry, you feel this brush when it's dry, and there's no way you're putting it near a wheel. When it's damp, when it's wet, it's nice and soft. It's strong enough to clean, but not strong enough to damage the wheel. Now, this is a nice open 5-spoke design, so it's easy to get in there. And I like to do one side at a time, starting at the top, and you can see what we got off the wheel. So that's the dirt, and then, ooh, on this side it's clean again. So I don't need to go back to my bucket quite yet. I can go in the second hole, brush in there, get it all nice and clean.
With the wheel face though, I said you could start midnight, work your way around.
Yeah.
Or you could make the valve stem your midnight. You do it a little differently with the barrel brush, Ivan. So you start from actual midnight.
Yeah.
Work your way down this way.
Right. Start at the top and work your way down. That way you're flushing any dirt down to the bottom. So again, I've got one side that's dirty. I'm going to start again at the top. Work the brush in there nicely. Pull it out and dunk the brush and see what we pulled off there.
Yep, see that?
And
so
one,
it's like, oh my gosh, can that touch the wheel again?
The Tampico fibers release all the dirt beautifully.
It's clean.
Yeah.
Just like that. Some people don't love wheel cleaning.
No.
But I imagine if you invest in nice wheels, you know, I'm not saying that, you know, you have to invest in nice wheels to clean them nicely, but a nice clean wheel really, I think, sets the tone for a detailed vehicle.
Yeah, and if I could get that nozzle from you, Nick. So we affectionately call this the QUIVR nozzle. One of our friends, the channel Cars with QUIVR, he's the first one to have featured this nozzle, so that name is stuck. But this, if you're used to using a pressure washer to rinse it off, the pressure washer, unfortunately, you can get a lot of bounce back. This is gonna mitigate that, no pressure. So it's very easy to rinse. To flush that wheel out beautifully. Now it's ready to dry. We have a couple options here. My favorite is quick beads. Just like drying the paint, we want some form of drying aid or drying lubricant because, again, we don't want to be damaging this wheel by dry wiping on it. So we're gonna be using quick beads on this wheel. Quick beads is my favorite for wheels because it's so simple, it's quick, it's effective, it's efficient. So these wheels have never been treated before, so I'm actually gonna go into the barrel, get a little more in than I normally would.
This is our spray-on rinse-off ceramic sealant.
Yeah.
It's graphene infused, works great on clean and wet paint,
Yep.
clean and wet grills, clean and wet wheels. Whatever you're using for the rest of the vehicle, it's always just like a slam dunk on wheel. I use it on every wheel that I clean.
Right. For wheels, because of the intricacy of the wheels, getting a ceramic coating on these is not that simple. If you maintain your wheels on a regular basis and use quick beads on a regular basis, you won't need a ceramic coating on your wheels. And now we distribute the quick beads using the hose.
You can see the face of the wheel now is beading up. Very tight water beads everywhere you look. It's going to be slicker under the towel, easier to clean, easier to dry. Just a real winner. So if you haven't used quick beads on wheels, you're missing out.
Now, if we were doing the whole car, I would actually let this air dry for a maximum amount of time before starting to dry it, because why not? Let Mother Nature work for you. Now, this is very much an optional step, but knowing Nick, he loves this as well. Throw a few sprays of Envy on there too.
Envy ceramic detail spray. There you go. How's that working for you?
Excellent. And then we simply dry the wheel.
So you don't need Envy because Quick Beads is its own drying aid.
Yeah.
Why use Envy, Ivan?
Feel the wheel, Nick, and tell me why we're using Envy.
Woo-hoo-hoo. Incredibly slick to the touch.
Yeah.
Wow. This adds more safety, Ivan.
Yeah.
It's so slick. Exceptional shine and gloss. But the slickness has to be felt to be understood.
Yes, and that double whammy of Envy and Quick Beads is spectacular.
Now this is the Freebird 400 drying towel. It's a very plush 400 GSM towel. Do we need this? Do we recommend this for gloss back?
I like this towel simply because it's easy to maneuver into places. It's got those nice long fibers. So these wheels are not that intricate, but if you have some very intricate wheels, it's just nice to use this towel. It's very absorbent, being 400 GSM. And those long fibers allow me to get into the tighter corners.
There's different ways to do this. As you said, you could let this dry. You could use a leaf blower or compressed air to blow out a lot of these water beads.
Yeah.
We're doing a little bit more manual labor than we'd probably be doing had we detailed the whole car and let this dry a little bit.
Yeah.
Then you're doing less wiping and more enjoying. You know, you just get to stare at a beautiful, but that looks great, Ivan. You did a nice job.
For the inside of the barrel, blowing it out is always the best. It's what I like to do. And this one, we could actually get our hand in there. There are some wheels that between the barrel and the disc, there's not enough space. This one, there is. But the other nice part of the blower is these lug nut areas. You can blow and capture the moisture coming out on the towel. And then just dry the face off. Make sure you got everything here. So, gloss black wheel with rinseless wash, and like I said, this wheel we have the luxury of actually being able to get our hand in there. So having that luxury, we'll take it.
There's one thing Ivan loves, and it's multiple spoke wheels.
Yes.
And just wheel cleaning in general. So it's kind of funny for me to watch you putting your hand inside the barrel. This is not a multiple spoke wheel. It's a very simple wheel to clean. Ivan, you respect fewer spokes, right? More spokes is more complications.
Yeah, let's see. Of the 5 vehicles I have one that has 3 spokes. I have 2 that have 5 spokes. And I have 2 that have no spokes. So I like a simple wheel. Now, the last step of any detail, as far as I'm concerned, is tire dressing. We need tire dressing.
We need tire dressing, and your tires need tire dressing.
Yes, and you'll notice we didn't over clean the tire. It doesn't need it. This tire is pretty much clean as it is. The rinseless is all we needed here. We have some factions of the industry, we'll put it that way, that love over cleaning a tire. They'll even go to the point of using solvents on the tire. That's not good for the tires. It's not good for anything. Make your tire clean. The dirt that's on the wheel is the same dirt that's on the tire. And actually, back here, behind the wheels, is usually dirtier than the tire and the wheel itself. Because of that, we don't need to over clean a tire. If you have a little bit of browning left over, not the case here, but after you've cleaned the wheel and there's still a bit of brown, don't worry about it. Your tire dressing is going to cover it. Your tire dressing is actually going to last longer if you have a bit of browning as opposed to had you scraped that wheel clean.
Why is that?
The reason for that is the anti-ozonants in the wheel, or in the tire I should say, want to come out to the surface. And if you remove them from the surface, they're actually going to push the tire dressing off the surface. Now I've done the whole tire except for this pesky little lip here. And that pesky little lip, I can actually get my brush in there, get it dressed without actually touching the wheel.
I've tried all the ways to apply tire shine. The brush is my favorite.
Yeah, and even though these are low profile tires, it's very easy to do with this brush.
Yeah, there's low profile, there's the big knobby truck tires.
Yes.
This is equally at home on both. You could get really nuanced and think, okay, do I need the small little, do what you want.
Yeah.
But having this brush with a bottle of DIY detail tire dressing, it's just a nice staple of my detailing lineup. And I would recommend to anyone out there, you don't have to be a pro, you don't have to have multiple vehicles you detail. One tire dressing brush will last you the rest of your life, you know?
Pretty much,
And then
yeah.
grab yourself a 16-ounce bottle of tire dressing and you're set.
Now, those of you that like a matte finished tire, we still recommend dressing the tire, but once you've dressed the tire, take your towel and just knock it down a notch. We'll let that one sit. We'll let the other side sit the way it is. We're gonna transition to the rear tire. We'll leave this one half and half like this to show you exactly what the difference is between we knocked it down and we let it sit.
We're on to a different method, and this one might be considered a little bit more fun, Ivan.
A little more fun, maybe a little more excessive, But for those of us who like to overthink, this is a great method. And also, if you haven't seen the wheel before, so if this is a new wheel to you, that you have no idea what the history of the wheel is, this is the best approach as far as I'm concerned.
This is a more thorough approach.
Yes. So we're gonna start with iron remover. And the reason we're starting with iron remover, there's brake dust involved. We wanna make sure we're getting that brake dust off. If you're cleaning your vehicle every week, every 2 weeks, you rarely need to use iron remover on your wheels because you're maintaining them. We don't know the history of this wheel and tire combination, therefore we're gonna be going a little heavier in using the iron remover. So I like to get it in the barrels because that's where you have the most iron contamination.
Why iron remover on wheels? I know we use it as a clay lube, so to speak, on paint. What's the different usages for paint versus wheels?
Pretty much the same usage. You're getting iron particles from the brakes. They then start rusting. This actually won't remove the iron. It's removing the rust that's there. So it's converting the rust to that red oxide that we so much love to see. Now on a black wheel, we're not gonna see the red oxide until we get all clean.
I would probably not do this if the sun was baking out and this had just come off the track, right? If this is a hot wheel, what do you do?
Let it cool down or spray it down with some water. But let it cool down is best. Now, we have the iron remover on there. We have all clean. I'm gonna ask you to stand back, Nick, because sometimes this one oversprays. And we're gonna let that dwell. Now, what we'll see is in areas, we'll start seeing red. Now we see it obviously on the brake rotor, but there's some on the calipers, there's some in there, and there's a spot that I missed. Let me get that. Behind the caliper there. We're gonna let that dwell. One mistake a lot of people make is they do this and they immediately start brushing. That is a big problem. When you immediately start brushing, you have grit on that surface that you're now moving around the surface and scratching the surface. Yes, the All Clean provides lubrication. The iron remover provides lubrication. They're not providing enough lubrication to get rid of that grit. We want to get rid of that grit first.
We want a rinse step before we touch this wheel.
Yeah. Now, if we're washing the whole car, we'd probably get out the foam cannon and foam the whole vehicle at the same time.
This is the triple whammy. I have an iron remover, all clean, and a foam cannon?
Well, when we're doing the whole vehicle, we're going to be using the foam cannon, and we always go over the wheels at the same time. So we'll do that whole process now. Now we'll let that dwell an appropriate amount of time, and by appropriate amount of time, basically it's getting it around the vehicle. By the time you foam the whole vehicle, then you can go back and do that.
Again, this is the foam, rinse, foam method.
Right.
We've done a little bit of foaming here, just a little bit.
Just a little bit, yeah.
We're gonna rinse, foam, then contact wash.
Yeah. Now, a lot of people, when they're rinsing wheels, these are nice simple wheels, but there's some wheels that are very intricate, have all sorts of fun angles to them. If you're rinsing them with your pressure washer, you can end up wearing a lot of water, especially if you're down close like this. So that's why, again, we'll bring out the QUIVR nozzle here. It's just a handy thing to have. Now, these wheels don't have a ceramic coating on them. If they were ceramic coated, it makes it even easier to clean your wheels. So if you're getting a new car, if you're getting a new set of wheels, before going out and driving, get a ceramic coating on your wheels. Do it yourself. It's easy to do, or hire a professional to do it.
I like the QUIVR method. It's a little bit less spraying on me.
Yes, yeah, less blow black on you.
There you go.
Now, we need to physically touch the wheel at this point. We need to do the contact wash. For the contact wash, we'll put more foam on there, so be careful there, Nick. A lot of people say they prefer the foam because they feel they're not scratching anything. It provides more lubrication. The rinseless wash provides just as much lubrication as this, but not as much showmanship.
Well, the soap feels thicker, so the viscosity makes you think, okay, and look at all, it's like a shaving cream, Suds.
Yeah.
It feels like with all that lubrication as a buffer, it could be safer than rinseless, because rinseless just looks like water.
This is the same amount of lubrication. There's actually less solution in this than there is in there. So in that 5-gallon bucket, we put 2.5 ounces of our rinseless wash. In this bucket, we put half an ounce. So which one provides more lubrication?
I'm just telling you, perception, it feels really nice to you. And Ivan's not telling you not to use it. He's just saying rinseless wash is a very efficient way to do your car.
No, but the lubrication difference is actually just a perception. The rinseless wash actually lubricates better than the soap. But both provide more than enough lubrication.
You notice how Ivan went right to the wheel first, the tire. Earlier, I've always gone to the face of the wheel first and then the tire, Ivan. Why do the tire first?
Just out of habit. Again, the amount of dirt on the wheel and on the tire is the same dirt. They both went the same road. They both did the same thing.
Let's say you pulled off tire shine onto your wheel and body brush and then went ahead and hit the face of the wheel. Is the tire shine damaging the face of the wheel?
No.
Okay. So Overthinkers Anonymous, of which I'm a member, just chill?
Yeah. And those people that use those little lug nut brushes, with this brush you don't need to. You can get in there quite simply, quite easily. Now I like to start at the top, and this one happens that the valve stem was there. Nick likes to start at the valve stem and work his way around. It makes no difference as long as you're methodical and getting in everywhere. Now, some of you might hear the brush occasionally hit the surface. That's actually not a concern. This is polystyrene. It's softer than the clear coat on the wheel. And the reason we don't have rubber on our brushes, that's a question we get a lot. It's like, oh, well, you guys don't have rubber around your brushes. We don't want rubber on our brushes because rubber can hold a piece of grit. Now, if I have a piece of grit that's stuck in the rubber and I do this, that piece of grit will scratch the wheel. This brush will not scratch the wheel. That's why we like what seems like a hard brush, but in reality, it's nice and soft. Next, we do the barrels. Just like we did at the front. The reason we do the barrel second, again, any grit that's in the barrel, we've already cleaned the face, we've already brushed the face. Grit that we might bring out from the barrel is just gonna sit on the face and we're gonna rinse it away. So we can see the dirt we pulled off this side's still nice and clean. Go in for the second round, and these are really deep wheels. Our brush almost doesn't make it to the back side. The other nice thing about the 10 Pico brush, when you're pulling it out of the barrel, you're not wearing everything that was in the barrel. Some of those nylon brushes, they feel nice and soft. You get the idea that they're soft. You pull them out and you're wearing everything that was in the barrel. Other thing you should avoid, as far as I'm concerned, for cleaning a wheel is microfiber. Microfiber is designed to hold on to dirt, whereas the brush, as I'm moving the brush around there, the brush is dislodging the dirt, but it's not holding onto it. Whereas microfiber is designed to hold on to dirt. So it dislodges that little piece of dirt and holds it in the face or on the face of that microfiber, potentially scratching the wheel. This is where the QUIVR nozzle really shines, because as soon as you hit that with a pressure washer, the rest of the shop gets wet.
We washed. We quick beads.
Yeah.
What do we do next, Ivan?
Now we dry.
1, 2, 3. 3 sprays. That's not excessive.
No.
How many do you use? About 2?
2 or 3, and I try to make sure I'm covering the whole wheel with the sprays.
Okay. And you don't spray on your towel, right?
No.
Some people spray on their towel.
Yeah, it's a great waste of product. It's hard on your towel. Makes your towel hydrophobic, something it shouldn't be.
Yep.
And at the same time, you're just not putting the product where it needs to be.
I liked your technique on the first round where you went into every nook and cranny in between, right?
Yep.
Okay. Now we're gonna get the lug nuts.
Yep.
Now you've got this this method where you blow and you catch at the same time.
Yeah.
So let's try that. It's really hard to explain how smooth it is under the towel.
Yes.
When you've used the combination of quick beads and Envy. It feels awesome.
Yeah.
Okay. This is never ending. I want to know, what's your technique to get in the barrel? Because I feel like if I get in the barrel with this is going to be real dirty.
Just put it flat around your hand. Around your hand.
Around my hand.
Yeah.
Like that?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
and then go in.
Why around my hand?
That way you're not gonna rip your glove on anything, and you're gonna be drying the calipers at the same time.
Okay. Am I flipping it all?
If you feel the need.
Okay. That's a pretty nifty method.
Then finish off with the tire and that pesky little lip that holds water. And last but not least, tire lotion. Now, some people will be tempted to spray on the tire. If you've got a big off-road, like a 37-inch wheel and tire combination, great, do that. On a low profile like this, you want to get it on the brush. Now, I try to get it on the edge of the brush, so I'll do a few in the center, but I'll get one just along the edge. The reason for getting it along the edge is now I can start here, work my way around, get that little lip finished, and then I can go back and do the face.
This is gonna sound stupid. Sometimes I forget which lip to spray because I can't remember which one's gonna be on the inside, so I spray both edges of the tire shine brush. Just help me understand. I've got the brush in my hand. Which side of the brush am I spraying? Like, I know how to, this is common sense, but just might help someone out there.
The one you're gonna be using.
Right, but is it the top one or the bottom one?
It makes no difference.
Okay.
If I spray this half, then I'll take my brush and go this way.
Okay.
If I spray this half, I'll take my brush and go this way.
So it's just choose your own adventure and you use the one that you sprayed.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why it confuses me every time, because I never know which one to spray.
Yeah.
Whatever you spray, use that edge.
Right.
Okay.
Use logic to your advantage.
That's a good one.
Now, if you want a really shiny tire, you let this sit for 15 minutes and then give it a second round. Let's go back to that front tire where we did the half and half, and we'll do a second round on the one half so you can actually see what that does. So we can definitely see a difference between where I wiped off. Nice, rich black. Here we've got some gloss happening. And some people like gloss, some people don't. Now, these wheels, or these tires, are perfectly dry at this point. I'm not moving tire dressing from here to here because there's nothing to move. It's perfectly dry. But if you want that glazed donut look that some of us like so much,
I love the glazed donut look.
glaze away, sir.
Okay, so I'm gonna
Put way too much on.
put way too much right here, and we're just doing half, right?
Yeah.
All right. Just go right along here. Ivan, how do you do this so nicely along the edge? What's your technique? How am I doing?
I'm too cheap to waste product.
Okay. We'll just do a little bit of this. All right, boom. If I'm not on camera, I find this much easier. Pressure's on, folks. Okay. Glazed donut's wonderful. Says to the world, I protected and I cleaned my ride.
Yeah. Now, the nick missed down here. It's very easy to get down there with the brush and just go around that edge.
Ever seen a man make it look so easy? Ivan's quite the tire shine application expert.
So again, this one we'll let sit for a few minutes. If you have any questions about tire dressings, about cleaning your wheels, or any detailing questions, we always answer every question that's on YouTube. The other thing is we have a great Facebook group, DIY Detail on Facebook. Look it up, sign up. Great place to learn from other people, not just us. Everyone there is there to share. There's close to 60,000 people in the group at the time of recording. This vehicle will be back in another video. You'll see it again. We're gonna leave the wheel this way. So if you're subscribed to the channel, you'll see that and you'll be able to go, oh, that's what it looked like when they were done. Then from there, of course, we'll dress all 4 tires to look the same when we're done.
It's super easy to do this. It becomes very intuitive. My suggestion to you out there is just start. So if you've never done this before, don't be intimidated. Follow these steps. Once you get them down, Ivan, it's second nature.
Yep.
You don't have to overthink it. You can kind of know when to do what method. Is it dirty? Is it not that dirty? Do I need just a quick rinse and swipe down? Do I need to do the whole iron remover, all clean, incredible suds, rigmarole? It's
Right.
a rigmarole, but it's actually way more fun for me to do it that way. So as intuitive as it is to clean these, the most intuitive thing I think is ceramic coat your wheels when you get your vehicle new.
Right.
Ivan, what would you recommend for what ceramic coating to use on wheels?
My favorite for wheels is Hydrate. because of a couple things. First of all, it's very resistant to clogging. It's our most resistant coating. And your wheels are the ones that get clogged the most, because as you're driving down the road on a wet day, there are minerals on the road from the surface of the road itself. And your wheels are just swirling around in this mist of everything that's water, that's minerals. There's traffic film, or not traffic film, but oils that cause traffic film, etc. And having a ceramic coated wheel will make it a lot easier to clean. A lot of people are concerned, and the overthinkers among us, that you need a special coating for wheels. You do not. Every coating that I've seen in the last 30 years has said it can resist up to 1200 degrees Fahrenheit. This starts melting at 360 degrees Fahrenheit. The brake fluid inside the caliper starts boiling at somewhere around 240 degrees Fahrenheit. The coating can resist 1200 degrees Fahrenheit. If your coating is being damaged by heat, you've got other problems that are much, much bigger, like you don't have a tire left and you don't have brakes. So don't worry about the heat. Like I mentioned, that swirling of minerals and oils and all that, that's what makes coatings fail. The other thing that reduces the life of coatings on wheels is the person cleaning it. Some people will foam on or put on a very nasty chemical, be it an acid or be it an alkaline, and then immediately start brushing. What removes a coating is abrasion. The way we've shown you here, we've mitigated abrasion to almost zero. The brushes are much softer than the clear coat. The chemicals provide lubrication, and most importantly, we rinsed away the grit on the wheel before starting to touch it with brushes. But I've seen too many detailers foam a wheel and immediately start brushing. And of course, they do the barrels first, getting all that grit out onto the face, and then brushing the face.
Ivan, Hydrate sounds like a great coating.
Yes.
Where can they learn more about it?
They can learn more about it right here, Nick.